Miracle Feather Nurse.
Draw for turn. Let's go. Wow. I will ride Skull Juggler. On place. I still charge 1.
Don't forget about Hades Hypnotist.
Yes.
The Hades Ringmaster also has an on-ride skill.
He does indeed. So I will damage still charge 1 more. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Oh, check this out. Ride Heavenly Injector.
Whoa.
That activates Miracle Feather Nurses to check the top 7 cards.
7?
It's like
Whoa.
Habitat. And I can add
Whoa!
Fate
Consistency?
Healer.
Okay. Okay.
Like my ride deck.
Okay. I thought I dropped instead. Okay.
Okay, the question is, do I rush you here? Sure. I open Broken.
Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good.
We'll swing 8.
Sure thing. Oh god. Check. Okay. Didn't need that.
Since I have the Fate Healer in the soul, I'll hit 1k. 16.
16.
You don't play that one. You just play the grade 2. You just play grade 2.
1 to pass.
Alright, let's see it.
You got it.
Nope. Alright, that's your go.
I will draw. Okay. That's right. I don't have Golden Beast Tamer either. I was just like, oh, okay, cool. I have a thing, but never mind. It doesn't work that way. I'll ride Marcus Arrows. Yeah, that sounds great. We'll just do 10th man.
I will no guard.
Alright. Drive check. Draw trigger. 5 for my Vanguard. I'll draw 1.
Alright, damn check. Steal.
Go ahead.
Alright, so let's stand, draw. We will ride Fate Healer Erigodial. Heavenly Injector skill. I can put an Angel Feather from my hand into the damage zone. And then add 1. Pull that back. Do I want to do anything? Can't with that. So I can call Nocio. Sure. We'll just get it back anyway. We'll go ahead and enter battle. This will be 18 to your Vanguard.
18. I will give you a no-go.
Another check.
Okay.
Another Erigodial.
Damage check. Midnight Bunny.
Okay, we'll boost Nocio. Attack for 16.
16. That is going to be a yikes for me. Sure thing. Okay. Draw trigger. Power to my Vanguard, and I will draw.
In turn.
Draw. Okay. All great, except missing 1 card. Stand. I will ride Barking Manticore. On place, I draw 1. Okay. Put 1 card from my hand into soul. Let's do Midnight Bunny. We're going to go ahead and call Nightmare Doll Alice. Call Midnight Bunny. Call. And, yeah, we'll call. I will do 10 to your Vanguard with an on-hand.
I will intercept.
Okay. I will swing here. 10 to your Vanguard.
Oh, you don't have to stop. No guard.
Yep. First check. Draw trigger. Power here. I'll draw again. Second check. No trigger.
Damage check. Trigger.
Yep. I'll swing here. This is going to be 11, 20.
20. I will check. Stand and draw. You'll ride Cosmo Healer Erigodial. Fate Healer skill.
Yep.
Let me take 2 cards. Put them into my damage zone. And I can choose 2 cards and add them to my hand. Better not let this hit.
Oh no. It's not even locked to Limit Break, is it?
It is not.
Okay.
Let's see, what are we doing here? Do I need that card back? I feel like I want to save some of this stuff for later.
Okay.
So let's see. Deep pressure here. I don't have anything. Probably not. Unless I like put it somewhere else. It's possible, but like as stands, We will choose to not use her skill.
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna swing in at the Vanguard for 19 with an on hit.
Spooky. 19. I'll give you this for 1. And this for 2.
Alright, start check. Second check. Swing 16 in at Alice.
Ooh. What? Future self.
Alright, there you go.
I will stand and draw. Ride. That's a card. Persona Ride. I draw 1 card. I put a card from my hand into soul.
I swear one day we'll see that video to its finale when I finally release it. Decided I think I'm just gonna not upload until like June, get Long Beach over with, and then finally finish editing the next history video. So those are gonna be my priorities going into the next rest of the month, I guess. But that's it. Hey Dragnoa, hey Ant-Man, hey Agroblaze, hey Ed and Ek, how are we doing today? Make a new crest that puts 4 cards face down on influence damage if they have a G-Zone at the start of the game. Considering most of the stride decks aren't even doing that good right now, that's a bit much. Legion is indeed back. Hope you guys are ready to seek your mates. Other than that, hope you guys are doing well. Suddenly everyone loves Legion, I see. I feel like most people love Legion, except for old people like Act that are going to tell us that it was the worst thing that ever happened. Because you would put back heals and everything was broken. Yada yada yada. No fun is had, everything must be bad. Only good things are the things that no one else likes. Blah 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 blah. How do I feel about Legion coming back? I like it. I feel like we've talked about it a lot in these streams. In general, just bringing back older mechanics, and Legion is definitely the one that we've talked about a lot. Be it a Legion deck set premium, standard, or just bringing it back in some way, shape, or form, even just mechanically. I feel like we've talked about that a lot throughout the course of all the streams. So, I'm up for it. I think it's implemented, I guess, fine. I feel like they specifically Daikaiser they went a little too hard on in terms of like balancing it, but I think the way they did Legion itself, I think is fine. But it was broken when it was first released. Good morning, Azim. Legion was one of the best mechanics, but it was wrongfully cut short. I'm now on less than 3 hours of sleep at work right now, but at least my new PC arrived when I left work. I'm on the same boat. So, me and you, Ed, we need to go to bed together, I guess. Yeah, I did not get any sleep last night for no real specific reason. I just could not sleep. And I've not been able to sleep well most of this week, so I'm very tired. And I've been in this weird situation where I have not slept a lot, so my body hurts, but I've not been able to rest, so my body continues to hurt. Oh, could be Big Spoon, fair enough. I like being Little Spoon anyways. So hopefully we can get some rest tonight. If we could put back OT and heals and Legion, I bet I would love it. Yeah, okay. I want Bluish Flames, Seekers, and Brawlers to return. Sure, I wouldn't be against that, but I'm interested to see how, if anything, is going to come back out of that. We'll see. Just look at the biggest part that people complain about in Legion that's part of the sign. A big complaint people had with Legion was the 50-minute long games because you could just keep returning free heals back to the deck, but that's not an issue anymore. Yeah, which I guess is fine. It's kind of lame, but I get why they did it. I think people are looking too much into the older Legion. This is technically a brand new Legion pair. I would like to see newer, fresh Legions like this, even standard units. Yeah, that's a fair point, Azim. I would not be against them. Instead of bringing stuff back, just making up new Legions. Even for standard units. I selfishly, I've always really liked playing Lucier. I've always wanted to find a way to like throw in Barrow Magnus into Lucier so I can play both decks at once. So I would not be against them doing some sort of like, it's kind of like the tag team thing they did in Pokemon, where they like pair up like unlikely duels or likely duels, right? So you can very easily pair up like a newer deck that is very close to an old deck. So obvious example would be like Flagberg and Maelstrom, right? New with old kind of situations. So you can like pair them together. I think that'd be kind of interesting if they did some stuff like that. You guys get sleep? Apparently not. That's the only thing now. Everyone is nagging about random legions to come back. Yeah, but I think it's fine. I think it's fine. I think people are allowed to indulge a little bit. So Baramaka's Legion in the future, I would not be against that. I'm literally just a seal. I sleep under the sun on a rock for 14 hours. I wish I could do that. God, I wish I could do that. Sleep for that long. They're answering your keywords. Oh, Mighty Minerva, D-Legion, anyone? I mean, they did reveal the new Minerva and didn't say anything about it, but I highly doubt that would be a Legion, right? It'd be kind of weird for Minerva to Legion herself, but maybe she'll bring her own sort of new mechanic type of thing, right? That it's like a rehash of what we had before, so it'll be like D Break Ride or D Stride or something. Who knows? Right? We'll see. Oh. Free protein? Yo, don't eat those ants. The other big missed opportunity was the bulk of the Legion pairs were paired with random grade trues that did not do anything on Vanguard yet. Only the legacy support legions took advantage of the second Vanguard having an effect, so the direction is better to follow. Yep, that's fair. Okay, agree with that. I like the Legion with yourself, suck yourself on the fuck. Yeah, exactly. Self-love. Mighty Minerva is going to be a stride that won't require crust if your Vanguard is legit. Here comes Sims with his always inaccurate predictions. I don't know. I don't really want it to be anything stride related. Like I said, I would rather it be some sort of. I think it would make sense for it to be Minerva of the future when we're already in the future, so it does not need to be striding. As much as I am anti-stride, it is not because of that. But I just don't think we need to have Minerva as a stride. My prediction is more accurate than mine. Oh, okay. Okay, buddy. Sure thing. I guess we woke up and decided to just lie all day today. The only reason in particular Minerva form was chosen is because there are no other Minervas. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I guess there was like another. Yeah, I worked in Zero, but I know that one was a stride, but I forgot what was it that you would stride over. Because I don't think it was the original Minerva. I think it was some other random Genesis card. Prove me wrong then? Alright, but when Drag Jeweled comes out, and it's a grade 3, like I said, because all the other ones are grade 3, we can settle the score. Or when Minerva comes out and she's not some weird stride thing, we can settle the score. But if she ends up being some dumb stride thing, then I guess you can have that battle. Speaking of that battle, let's go ahead and talk about die battles. No, Daikaiser. But first, of course, we have ourselves the cards of the day. Grade 5 Drag Jeweled. Okay. Good old Valkyrian, what's his face? Good old cards of the day brought to you today specifically by Ek, who has been specifically outed and discovered as the Bushi spy in the chat. As we always joke around here, I have concrete evidence today that Ek is indeed a Bushi spy. If we're being technical, since this is the future, they could always Legion. They could always have Legion. They could have always Legion. There's something saying that a unit can't Legion with the future / past self of itself, mostly because of Overlord. I guess, yeah, that is true. Yeah, Overlord does Legion with itself. It's just, I feel like that's weird and just a missed opportunity to just be like, yeah, I'm gonna just Legion with myself instead of like having more interesting dynamics between the Legion pairs. But I guess, yeah, that is a possibility. And I said Drag Jeweled Magnus wasn't. No, yeah, not that it's gonna be a standalone grade 3 is what I'm saying. You're saying that they're gonna go ahead and waste an entire triple rare slot for a card you're gonna play a 1 of in a grade 4 deck, so that you don't buy any more cards. Because suddenly Bushiroad doesn't care about you billing and buy a whole brand new deck like the other grade 4 and mass decks. But this just started. Yes, Overlord's been dead like 4 or 5 times. I don't know why you gotta bring him up like that, Mr. Bushi spy, but I guess you would know. So before we get to that evidence, first things first, we have here Dancing Princess of Water Ripples, Muicha, who's kind of interesting. She's a grade 3, but at the beginning of the main phase, you can Show Blast 1, Energy Blast 3, retire all of your and your opponent's rear guards in the same column as this unit. So that includes her as self. She just wipes the entire column. Kind of wish the art kind of matched the effect a little bit more, because it's just some girl dancing, but sure. You can have power creep Ignis without breaking the card. They just won't power creep it. They just make a shitty card and make you play it. They literally just made Elder. They just made Patriarch with just Elder. Except you can Persona right. They're gonna do the same thing. But this is what it is. The art is pretty. Yeah, it is pretty. Just I always see this I always have this issue with Vanguard in general, where there's always a disconnect between the art and the actual effect itself, where like what the card is named or does, right? Like we had this big issue with or I had this big issue with the local girls, where it's like Judge Maidens, and it's just fucking schoolgirl. So it doesn't have to be a big ass fire breathing dragon. It just, you know, it has to make sense why she's retiring a whole column. So, and I'm not really getting that from the art, unless like I use my imagination way too much. But I don't know, I'm used to things like in Yu-Gi-Oh where it's like fucking an archer and he like attacks directly or something like that, right? So it's a little bit more, makes a little bit more sense. Magnus says I'm just gonna play Ignis and replace the current Jack Jewel with Magnus. There's literally no losing here. Well, I'm glad we're thinking about you, and that's about it. Water ripples I would kill for a ball. That's I don't know. She drowns herself in the column. Yeah, basically. She just fucking dances. Fucking Song of Storms. Everyone in that same column just drowns. I guess I don't know. But that's always the issue I've always had. And like I'm sorry, Azim, but it always started with like Maelstrom, because like I would play Vanguard 0. Maelstrom would show up, and I'm just like, all right, some like weird dragon dude, and he just like did whatever the fuck it is that what is it like? Retire, draw 1, and then some other shit. I'm just like, okay. I'm like, I don't understand why he just does whatever he wants to do, but okay. And then the other one came on, and he just gets garter check. I'm like, all right. Like I didn't really understand the connection. And Maelstrom was the one that like was the strongest, just like, so he's just a dragon that just does whatever he wants. That's just what this game is. Everyone just does what they want. But let's just move game. Nitpicky or something. She waterboards the column? Yeah, I guess so. It doesn't even make it clear that's a censor. I have a lot of trouble making out what a lot of cards look like, to be honest. So maybe that's partly on me. But then we have here the Spark Elvis from Dragon, who just says if you play a Blitz Order EB2, move this to Garden Circle, and this gets 5k shield to the end of the turn. Would not be surprised if this is another common cycle we see in this set, but maybe not. I don't know. This is kind of decent because you can I guess you can't play a Blitz Order in Dragon Empire and then target this because it would move afterwards, but that is you know, play a Blitz Order EB2, you get an extra 15k shield? No, an extra 20k shield on top of whatever you're already using to guard. So that's, you know, it's not bad. It's just, of course, the usual issue is that you have to find space to play this when it does literally nothing else. So he draws the cards and retires because missile spam is cool. I guess throwing missiles equals draw card. It's a Japanese card game. Japan loves their dragons. It's not even Japan loves their dragons. It's Bushiro loves their dragons. Which is another thing I had an issue just dealing with, is that I just have to deal with that 90% of the cards are going to be dragons in some way, shape, or form. And they're like never any normal dragons either, right? Bushiro doesn't even draw like, or they don't have cards that are just normal fucking dragons, right? It's always like a dragon with a suit and tie, with a fucking sword, with a job, with a degree, right? All this crazy shit. It's never just like a normal dragon with wings that flies around and breathes fire. It's always some crazy nonsense. A dragon with like 5,000 feet of armor and like all this giant sword. It's never like a normal ass dragon. Which is what I could never, or it'll be something like Chronojet, which is somehow a dragon just because it's not, I guess, a human or a robot, so it has to be a dragon. But anyway, sorry. I expect someone to say use this in the, I don't want to say everyone gets reloaded. Yeah. Just because it says Blitz in the text doesn't mean auto-included in other people. I gotta get the creepy fan art. Creepy fan art. Even fire-breathing dragons, dual-wield machine guns, yeah. I think the only like normal dragon and ironic, because it's the one that I actually like in Dragon Empire, is Warbell. And I'm sure there's like other examples, but like that's the only one that I can think of that's like just a normal, it's just a dragon. Just a dragon, has wings, looks like a dragon, doesn't have a sword, doesn't have a gun, doesn't have armor, doesn't like command of, it's just a dragon. It has the dragon as symbol of wisdom, strength, and luck. It's not because it's Bushiroad, they literally love the mythical species. Sure thing. I'm pretty sure it's more of a Bushiroad thing than anything, but if you say so. Dragon Empire is a military nation, I guess so. But just not what I'm about. Here's the Wicked Smile Yachts, who is just the grade 3 common cycler for this set for Dark States that just gets a boost and then 2k if you're going second, essentially, or if your opponent's grade 3. And this one is just if you have 6 more cards in soul. This will probably go super hard, and I don't remember if he gives boost, but this should go super hard in both of these because I think he gives 5k. So this will be a 20k booster, so that's kind of nice. I don't remember if he already gives boost, but even if he does, it's still decent. Yeah, pretty ass. Then we have here the Flowback Dragon, who is kind of just static crack, but nerfed. And I feel like we got one of these in another nation. It might have been Dragon Empire. I don't remember. I feel like maybe we have these in like, I don't know. I feel like we had this in a different nation a set ago. But this just says when something is placed in the same column as this from drop, it gets 5k power, but it's all once per turn. So. Both of these buff in 2035 card still sucks. Yeah, indeed. It needs an actual. Once that card gets like 2 decent rear guards that actually do something, then it'll be a better spot. Because right now, it literally does nothing. It has a really strong effect, but it has literally no way to actually pay it off or do any of the other important things my Vanguard deck needs to do. So, particularly bird support. I mean, yeah, I guess technically Maelstrom support. I guess if you guys want to play that, sure. But then here is the undeniable proof that after years of streaming and research, PIs hired, Phoenix Wrights talked to, I mean not Phoenix Wrights, Edgeworths talked to, is this. Because Ek explicitly said last stream, hey, what if this thing becomes a cycler for every nation? And here we are. They turned this thing into a cycler for every nation, because now we have the Stokia version. This is the inverse Slipper Dragon. It says when it's attacked to Vanguard, if you pursue an orc, get 10k. Then at the end of the battle, if your unit was placed from drop on rear circle, put a card with the same card name as this guy from your hand to soul, and make its crit 2 to the end of that battle. So, same thing as the Keter one that we talked about last stream. So undeniable, Ek is the Bushi Spry. Outed, confirmed. So all of your requests that you have for the 7th Drag Jeweled variant, or yet another Maelstrom, or whatever it is, send it towards Ek. He will send it to Bushiroad, and they'll see what they can do with them. So, what's your dragons or Maelstrom? Not support. Sure, yeah. Ironically, despite this thing being a tier deck, advertisers would struggle to use this. Yeah, most decks might struggle to use these in general, but I feel like having access to it is still nice. And it only calls from drop, and you need an outside engine to make this work. I'm so tired of these 5k commons. Can we get rid of these and actually make common cards for ride lines that don't get enough support? Yes, we 100% should. They do that sometimes. That's why, like, that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm Mo Flash's biggest defender, is because that's a common card that supports a deck that does not get support. And I feel like we need more things like that. Putting aside, blah, that's broken, blah, 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 all that stuff. I think we should be supporting a lot more decks with comments like that rather than having to wait till they get a double rare. That sometimes is just get 5k, right? So, where's the Overtrigger Part 2? We shut down all the Maelstrom, not greenlight anymore. Okay, sure. Where's our Uber broken common Dino grade 1? Yep. But hopefully soon we can get that. But like I don't know, the commons this set have not been horrible, right? We've seen worse commons. We've seen better commons in divines, but we've seen worse as well. So these, I guess, are gonna pass through me. But that's all the cards of the day. We can go ahead and take a look at Daikaiser. Yeah, static crack. Yeah. You can use the cycle of the grade 2 in Miracle Premium. Probably, yeah. I feel like that would make it work. Why is it a 1 point? 1 point? 1 PT? 1 power point? Once per turn. Hard once per turn, cringe, yeah. Cringe. It's not hard, technically. It's soft, because you can technically call itself and call and make its 5k and then like call something else. Anyways. They have name shenanigans? Yeah, they do, yeah. So I could work Miracle. It might work in I don't think it'll work in it'll probably go hard in like a lyrical one. That one probably as usual. I was gonna say the Keter one in Liel because he has the same type of mechanic, but hers is 1 point. That's an anime? Oh, I was just saying shit. I don't know. But alright, here we have Dimensional Robo for Kaiser. It's just, of course, if you want a second draw. We'll see how long. I don't have a lot for today, by the way, because it's just Daikaiser and we went over so much last time. Like I said, I'm sleepy. I'm eepy. So might just be Daikaiser and that's it. Oh, he's indeed naked. But that's okay, because he's a grade 0. One day Curly will be famous as DF. We should roll pander to him? Yeah, okay. I could become 5 times bigger than Different Fight, and Bushiroad will still refuse to support Barrel Madness. I could be 5 times bigger, and then threaten to quit, and they still won't support Barrel Madness. Why is this Rubusi out? Because you know he gotta show what he's got working with. He'll make the Darkspeak Beast Bow whenever he got into a Barrel Leisure. I mean, that would be kind of cool. I would not be against that, honestly. I know that's a joke, but I would not be against that. Right? Making the collabs. Making collabs that Legion would exist in cards. Like, there's so many different ways you can go with it. But when a state funeral, yeah. They're more likely to show Barrel on screen, have him get run over a car. In the latest anime episode, than to support him. When I turned into quit, they gave me a good support. Lord Maelstrom, my dream deck. Yeah, maybe I should just do like a twit longer. I'm quitting. Whenever they start doing the set 10 reveals. So, but yeah. Remembers Flying Fortress Skyfire. Location of its missile launcher. Yeah. They added it out from the English version of the card, unfortunately. Can't have kids knowing where. Yeah, can't have them knowing about the cock missile, I guess. Much like Dimensional Robo Kaiser Greater here. So when is this placed on Van? Search your deck for 1 base, reveal it, put your hand, and shuffle your deck. We have a 3rd base searcher in 3rd generic base searcher in Brankgate. So you can play the ultimate mix-up, where it's either heroes. It's either Dayusha or it's Daikaiser. Or apparently Avantgarde, because someone I saw was playing the base in Avantgarde for God knows why. Then, when is this placed on rear? From Zone, by card ability. If you have a greater Daikaiser, this unit and all your Vanguards get 5k power at the end of the turn. Then, we have Dimensional Robo Kaiser. So once per turn, as your Vanguard, if your opponent's Vanguard is grade 2 or greater, so essentially if you went second, discard from a card from your hand, choose up to 1 Super Dimensional Robo Daikaiser from your ride deck, write it as stand. And if you rode, you cannot write cards without Dimensional Robo in their card names until the end of this fight. Very interesting stipulation there. Then finally, when it is rolled upon by your grade 3 unit with Daikaiser in its card name, call this to rear, and also if you have Daikaiser, this gets boost. He hot? The robot? Sure, I guess. I guess so. I don't know. I know less. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, the cockpit is probably kind of tight. Maybe there's no ventilation. Maybe he's hot in there. I don't know. Aren't these like robots within robots? I don't know. Yeah, he's like 500 meters tall, right? Oh, that's supposed to be a downside. Because his new part name is Kai. So, good hell. Designed by Masumi Obara. So the robot's like suit sex, I guess so, yeah. But this is a double rare, by the way, so you can get this in SR. Rideline is really how Rideline is new as encountering it? What do you mean? But speaking of whatever X talking about, we have Daikaiser, but he has his own sort of unique mechanic, because he has brought back the new gimmick, Deletion. I don't know why they couldn't just call it mechanic. I don't know why I have to call it gimmick, but I guess maybe whatever. Anyways, so that's right, Legion is back. It is the same as it was before, but slightly different. So you can own Legion if all players are on grade 3. Then you take 2 triggers, or should I say up to 2 triggers that are not heal or over trigger from your drop, along with 2 non-trigger cards. So at most 2 triggers, for a total of 4 cards. Put them back into your deck, and then you shuffle. And then presumably you search for your Legion pair, your Legion mate, right? And then you Legion, right? You seek the mate, and then you Legion. Then your original Vanguard becomes a Legion leader, and the new Vanguard becomes a Legion mate. And both are put side by side on the Vanguard circle. The power of your Legion leader and mate are both added together, along with the card names and abilities for both of them. But during your opponent's turn, only the Legion leader's power is referenced, not 26k on your opponent's turn. Your drive and critical are based on the Legion leader's values. Please note that the Legion leader and Legion mate lose Persona Ride as long as they are in the D Legion, or the D Legion is in place. Give it to encounters only? Nah. Let everyone have it. Grid 0 is a new unit, but DP is an encounter, huh? I mean, yeah. My name so it does, yeah. Green Nature Academy, Aqua Force, yeah. Those things are still around. Plus they're robots, so it's not like they would have died in the 3,000 years or whatever, right? So, the ride deck majorly buffs Legion, by the way. Normally, riding normally already puts you at least 3 cards in drop. True. I don't know if you're really rushing to do this, to be honest, though. But true. I mean, I guess you are. Or, I don't know. I feel like you'd want a Legion when you want to put stuff back, so. I kind of don't like that as skill. If they're going to bring back Legion, it should have been with a Legion. Should have been Legion with a boss unit, and give him a break ride effect that turns into an actual break ride unit. Yeah, weird choice to make Daikaiser a Legion, and to use this as the thing that they bring Legion back with. But I can't say I hate it, but it's definitely an interesting choice. The core was there the whole time, exactly. Legion format 101 is figuring out to rush L4 from drop on turn 3, yeah, which I'm sure would be super easy, but I just don't know if that's gonna be as good as it is here. So yeah, there was a Daikaiser Legion, but it just wasn't these guys, so that's why it's kind of odd. This one was originally a standalone, and this one was originally a break ride. But we decided to skip that. Remember before, I think it might have been last stream or the stream before that, I was talking about like they were originally going through like cross rides, and then we went to limit break, and it kind of skipped from limit break into break rides, and we were talking about like, oh yeah, maybe specific break rides will get their own standalone decks. Nope. Fuck that. I guess they skipped over break ride too, and now we're in the Legion era possibly, but who knows? They might just jump back and forth, right? Oh, I had to say the same thing actually. And they skipped the brick ride and went straight to the great Daikaiser mechanic. Yeah, which is kind of odd. Can't wait to Legion my Seek Daikaiser with a normal rarity Daiyusha. But Legion overflowed my Twitter with people asking for more Legion. Yep. I was waiting for starting next to get foreign drop, which is why we had Quintet Wolves. Yeah, I don't really need that anymore. So I gotta play those on-play Soul Blast 2 cards. Draw 1 that we used to have in Vanguard 0. Real ones remember that. So that's the Legion. Then here is Super Dimensional Robo Daikaiser. So he has 2 effects. First, act on Vanguard Circle. You have D Legion, which you Legion with Super Dimensional Robo Daiyusha. Your opponent's grade 3. Same things we just read over, right? Then they do that dumb thing where it like both the songs played, but they were like halfway done, so I just skipped all the way to fucking Phoenix, right? That's fine. Then his actual effect is he only has 1 effect, which I kind of wish he had at least another one, but it's fine, I guess. I guess it leaves room for like Great Daikaiser or something like that. But when this attacks, if there's no boost for this battle, you can Energy Blast 3. Then this unit gets the red text that at the beginning of the drive step, choose one of your opponent's guardians other than the overtrigger and retire it. I don't know why I can't just retire the overtrigger, but fine. Until the end of that battle. So, then, if your bind zone has no dimensional robo core Kaiser, then cost bind a dimensional robo core Kaiser from your soul, and this unit gets the red text that when your opponent's unit is retired from Guardian Circle by this unit's ability, all that units cannot be hit abilities are nullified to the end of battle. So apparently how this works is that when you Legion and you go ahead and do you have the Legion? Oh, I guess you don't have the Legion to use this effect, huh? You can just use this vanilla if you really want to. Anyways, so if you Legion and you don't boost, you EB3, right? You pay a cost. Then you get the red text that before you do your drive checks, you can retire your opponent's guardians, right? One of them. However, before you get to that, while you're still in the attack step, you still have to resolve the second part, right? So if you want to do the Sentinel Break while you're attacking, you then have to bind your 1 copy of Core Kaiser that you can only use this 1 per game because he's going to be in bind zone. Then you can have the Sentinel Break effect in your drive step. Does that make sense? So to sum it up really quickly, when you are to guard with a PG, you will know, your opponent will know whether or not you can break the PG or not, essentially. Does it make sense? Okay, let me try again. So basically, you attack, right? You're playing Daikaiser, or maybe you're fighting against Daikaiser. Maybe that makes more sense, right? You're fighting against Daikaiser. You have PG and, I don't know, a trigger in hand. They swing with Daikaiser, Legion or not, doesn't matter. They swing with Daikaiser. They pay the cost Energy Blast 3 because they're on attack. Then, because they paid that cost and because they're not boosting, they get the red text that before they do drive checks, they can retire Guardian, right? So let's say we stop there and they don't bind Core Kaiser. Then it goes to you. They give you the number or whatever. Then it goes to you. You go ahead and you guard with, let's say, the trigger. Goes back to the Daikaiser player. Now, because it's before the drive step, they can choose to retire that trigger that you guarded with. You have nothing in Guardian Circle, right? That's the first effect. If you did 2 triggers, they only retire 1, right? And then they do their drive checks, crit, lose the game. Let's take a step back, and let's say again, beginning of their attack step, they declare the attack, right? They don't boost, they Energy Blast 3. Then they get the fact that if you put down a Guardian or before they drive check, they can retire 1 of your Guardians, right? Then, because they don't have a Core Kaiser in their bind zone, they then, while they are attacking, before you guard, right? Before you guard, while they're declaring the attack, they then have to bind Core Kaiser to then get the red text that says, I can destroy a PG, essentially. So, before it goes back to you, the other player to guard, you already know that they declare that they can retire PG essentially. Does that make sense? And they can only do this one per game because they only have one copy of this, and they have no way to remove it from bind zone. Hey, Kula. What are we saying here? I'm finally home. I was hoping a friend build PC. Nice. I'm gonna say they could accept the 3 lines of reminder text. No, they still need that. Not everyone knows the mechanics. Well, that's important. Like for pictures on C-Frame. See how much text reminder takes up. Too bad. Too bad. We don't have a manual where we can actually read keywords. Oh, we gotta put that in the card, to be honest. Can't just say deletion and expect someone to know what that does when it's fucking all of this complicated ass text. Oh yeah, can't really remove that. Deletion could be the answer for what New Minerva would do, because it would be odd seeing a GZ stride down. Yeah, but I doubt it, to be honest. I'm probably gonna take a Gayusha or Daikaiser out of the bind waiting room. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that would be kind of corny because I like the way this is treated like a divine skill. To circumvent that, I feel like that would be kind of corny. It doesn't need Legion to do anything. Legion is just there to get access to that Yusha effects. Yeah, exactly. By the way, they specify that they made it so that Glory Maker doesn't work. Yeah, so you can't use both Glory Maker and this skill. So you can use one or the other essentially. Who would win in a nullified PG match? Bladmeyer or Daikaiser? Bladmeyer for this for the rest of the turn. Daikaiser is only 1. The one time the overturn can actually be useful for guarding. One time. 50k shield is not useful to you? Huh? Hello? But yeah. Yeah. And if you defensing before to make it even better, yeah. This feels like Prisms all over again. Instead of designing it to support DP, it feels like they just saw this and was like, hey, we need to make this a standalone deck. I mean, I don't know about that. I feel like this works pretty well with dimension bullies, right? Because you can use a lot of the cards together. You still use the base. You're literally using the previous Vanguard, so I feel like they should have done this with Prisms, right? If they should have just let you Legion then. Let you Legion Vert and Labrador, and you would have been in a better spot with that deck. I feel like this is a much better way to go about it. It also kind of makes sense to not have break rides mechanically because we have the ride deck, so it kind of doesn't make sense. It'll instead be like the kind of cross rides that they already did for the newer decks. So, but yeah. Oh, there's another epic fail for the promo scalpers. I mean, you can still use Glory Maker. It's just you can't use it with this effect, so you can alternate. So I wouldn't say that as much. Yeah, you can use Glory Maker with the restand, yes, because that's on Daiyusha. You just can't use the Daikaiser effect, essentially, is all. So basically, if you already used your core Kaiser, you go back to using Glory Maker, so you have some sort of Garter 6, especially considering she calls herself from drop, right? So I was gonna buy a Daiyusha deck when I realized it wouldn't make sense. What do you mean? I don't know about that. I don't know about all that, heck. By the D-Legion being once per unit, I mean you have to re-ride if you want another Legion. If you want a Legion again, yes, you'd have to ride Daikaiser. You do not get personal ride. And then you would have to re-Legion, yes. But hopefully, again, that made sense. If not, maybe we can go over it some other time. They also announced this, which is something I wanted to complain about. But they're going to re-release, reprint the base as well as Daiyusha in set 9. They're also going to errata Daiyusha because he used to say stand this unit. Instead, he will stand your Vanguards, and they lose -2 drive. So you can swim with Daikaiser and then restand him, and you do it again, right? Or the Legion, I should say. But I was going to complain about this because of the fact that this is kind of what they need to do. They kind of always need to reprint cards that work together. This extends to Cyclers. This extends to the clan cards. Whenever you put encounter cards, reprint those set 6 triple rare clan exclusive cards. There's no point in making a nation system having generics that are triple rare and only having them in one set and expecting that to work. No. Literally, for this to work, you have to print those like 3 sets in a row. Or whenever a card comes up. Like they're doing here, right? Or like they do with the Massacre Hidroom. Every time they make a new math deck, they reprint a Massacre Hidroom. That's kind of what they need to do with these cyclers, unfortunately. That's the only way that this is going to work. I don't say it should be every single set, but they should have reprinted the gun cyclers like every 3 sets or something like that, right? Because it's not even for existing players, but just for new players, right? Like imagine trying to play this and you have to go back a set that came out literally a year ago and try to get pieces for it. Impossible. For most people, right? Unless us, maybe they have TCG player or something like that, or maybe the shop has it, or maybe you have a friend, but it should not be that complicated. You should not have to rely on second-hand market because it can be very inconsistent. Bushiroad should be taking care of you instead because it's their own fucking card game and they're fully in control of the cards that you can and cannot get. Anytime exclusive for you to buy 4 copies of the Chase triple rare. Alright, just print it multiple times so I can buy it multiple times. Like, I don't know. Why print the thing that I want one time? Why get my money one time? Why not get it multiple times? Some Chinese food, very nice. At least base and Daikaiser are reprinted, yes. The reprints are getting new support. These reprint cards are getting new support. I don't know what you mean by that. Base reprinted as a common is lame though. I mean, that's kind of what they always do, and I think it's fine. Granted, I don't think we need that many copies of the base, so yeah, if a rare would have been fine, even a double rare, but we have a bunch of double rares for Brancade. So it is what it is. Cyclers are not tied to any specific deck, that would warrant them otherwise that would warrant them otherwise that the deck is unplayable. Yeah, but like we should still print them pretty regularly, considering if we want people to play this game, they should have access to these cards and not have to dig through boxes from a year and a half ago or get scammed on the secondhand market. They should have more choices than that, or just have to like find some sort of cheap alternative. Should make some decks can play without needing 30 triple rare generics. Yeah. Should make everything clan exclusive and no one should mix any cards. Everything should be xenophobic. Blah blah blah. I know your agenda. What kind of foil will they have? I think Daikaiser will be rare. And Daikaiser will have nothing. I need to make them lesioning to the OG more cursed. Should let us exchange them at BCS events. This Daikaiser? I mean, yeah. I don't know if they'll actually do the, like, if you have an SR or something, but yeah, they should. If an old deck gets any new wave of support, reprints the Vanguard or something, yes, they should have done that. Even, like, for Levy Dress. Even though it wouldn't have made sense, but in practice, they still should have reprinted the original Levy Dress when they did Imperial. Same thing with Raziel, even though they technically did in Japan because they did the shitty quick start deck boss thing, but it only makes sense. When they reprinted, when they released Lukier, they reprinted the original Lukier. Granted, you only need 1 copy, but still. No. I think they should reprint more cards and honestly print less new cards. I think they're okay with. I think they're at the point that they can get away with doing that, and it would not be that big of a deal. Re is double rare. I thought Re was. I guess maybe it is. I don't know. I thought it was just like rare foiling. They want us to be able to brag about having a rare one of a kind cards. I mean, yeah, that's fine for the first wave. Sure. Go nuts. Make 5 different type of rarities the first time, but afterwards just reprint it. Doesn't matter. Is it better to make every deck? Is it better to make every deck homogeneous and look the same though? Is it any better to just make everything only use its own cards? No. There's a balance we can achieve here. We don't have to go to 2 extremes every time. Certainly generics would not be an issue if they were actually printed normally. I know the only issue you have with them, Ek, is that they're expensive and you can't afford them, which is understandable. But I don't think we should just not make generics because they're expensive. I think we should fix the root of the problem instead of just going, oh, well, just don't make the generics. That's like such a that's why politics are so bad, because they never fix, or politicians never fix the actual issue. They just fix the the symptom of the issue or whatever. This reminder is going to last as long as they say they're going to. We need to have it reprint set at least once a year. I don't think we need a whole reprint set. Like, we do, yes, but I don't think that's enough. I think they just have to reprint them, reprint cards in main sets. That's it. They just have to get a habit of just reprinting cards, like they're doing with the promos, where they're doing 3 reprints every single tournament promo. They need to do that every booster set. Just reprint a couple of cards, like they did originally with like Swirler and Inland Pulse, even though those reprints were shit because there was like 3 per case or something like that. Something like that they need to do, and it needs to be like every single booster set. But then, yeah, reprint set is fine as well, but I don't think that solves the issue. That is just not enough, and that set doesn't last long enough for it to be relevant. Does losing Persona Rise plus 10k to front row hurt Daiyusha's playability? I mean, Daiyusha doesn't really matter. You're only using Daiyusha for the draw 1 5k skill and the restanding Vanguard, because you're not removing Goyusha, so the Persona Rise doesn't really matter anymore. And you already get 10k, so I think it's fine. I feel like it would have been a lot if otherwise. The issue is more when generics go overboard and decks are made entirely out of generics and players ignore the archetypal cards. I mean, that's a player issue. That's not really a it's not really a generic issue. I mean, that's just player preference. Also, Legion coming back. I am sure overloaded players are counting the days when they get the X. Yeah, unfortunately. Zibliv test, run 0 Zibliv cards. That would not be okay. I think it's fine. I think people should be able to build decks how they want. That's why they made the donation tripleware not Re+. Which is like, yeah. Like, unfortunately, that's just something they have to do every single festival collection. They have to reprint those dual cyclers. Nation cyclers. They don't. Dual nation cyclers. They don't have a choice. Because their effects are too good, too generic. And now they work for twice as many decks as they would have originally, so you just gotta keep reprinting them. It can't be a one and done deal, unfortunately. It's like a contract. It has to be like every 3 sets we have to reprint X cards. That's just how it is. Every single set. The same way Pokemon reprints fucking all of their trainer and item staples every single set, even though they have rotation. That's kind of what we have to start doing. To an extent, maybe not as much as them, but it's kind of what we have to start doing. If I remember correctly, they did not use to reprint high-rated generic cards every set at Re. They did not use to reprint. I don't know. Yeah, the most they've ever reprinted are effect triggers and the over trigger, which is fine. That's once a year. Fine. I feel like they can reprint the effect triggers every 3 sets. That's fine. No Gunseller reprints in set 9 is wild. Yeah, I mean, not even set 9. I guess they could do it for set 10, because that's like an anime set, so fine. But they should have been reprinted those. But at the same time, I don't know. The Guncyclers are weird because a lot of the decks that they're pushing don't even use those cards sometimes. And I feel like the Guncyclers are more for non-anime decks, so maybe set 9 would have made more sense. Every 3 sets, Vanguard needs to reprint Bulma and Eureka. That's still not enough. Honestly, yeah. That's kind of what they need to do. They need to just grab every single nation generic like that and just reprint them. And just have like a rotation where they just constantly keep reprinting them. Because like, I can guarantee you, they will never drop down. Eureka is never going to be to the point where she's like $1. Right? That's like never going to happen. Even if you reprint them like every 3 months, she's still going to be worth something. And then you're going to add more value to the sets that you're printing just because it's Eureka. And then once it becomes, if it ever does become $1, then just stop printing her. Problem solved. Stoic Guncycler is unemployed most of the time. I don't know about that. Even if it is not employed, it should still be reprinted. So. Decided to get a Vanguard tattoo with the Dark 6 emblem. Actually, that's kind of fire. I might steal that idea from you, Aggro. Sorry. I might actually steal that from you. Sorry about that, buddy. Alright, let's wrap this up. So next up we have Dimensional Robo Operator Sayaka. So when this is placed on Guardian, if you have a Vanguard with Dimensional Robo in its card name, choose a card with Dimensional Robo in its different card name from your soul, and you may call it to Guardian Circle. Seems kind of cool, because you just feel like you kind of sit on your soul in Dimensional Robos, and you don't do too much with them. Then Dimensional Robo Dice Play. When a unit is placed on rear from soul by your card's ability, if you have a Dimensional Robo, you can energy charge one. Sure, that seems fine. And then the other last rare is Dimensional Robo Operator Nonoka. Once per turn, act if you have a Dimensional Robo in its card name. Soul Blast 1 Restus, choose a normal unit Dimensional Robo from its different card name from this unit from your drop, and on the bottom of your deck, put your you can Soul Blast out Dayusha after you ride Daikaiser, and then put it on the bottom of your deck, so it's like the Ever card order. And then one of your units gets 5k power. Every turn deck I play already spends enough energy that I don't want to run it as it gets in the way. I mean, might just be a you thing. I've decided to get a... No, I already read that. The only Stray deck I've used the Gun Cycler for is Leonore, and I've only used it pre-Divine's deck. But funny enough, she gets her own EV Cycler. The Gun Cycler gets the boot too. I don't know about that. I just assume I can't build a good deck from now on. Yeah, that sounds about right. Not enough shield indeed. Daikaiser breaks into this. I propose the solution. Give us dual Legion and clone PGs. Yeah, okay, let's kill another format because of fucking... Let's kill another format because of her dumbass recycling PGs. Nonoka is also the perfect card to put on the center back row. Center back row rear art circle. Sorry, I don't know why I blanked out what RC was. Since Daikaiser cannot use boost, yes and no. You can call this. It depends on how Glory Maker gets called. Because I think Glory Maker you can call when you Legion. So you can play this, Soul Blast out. So basically you do your thing, and then next turn you ride Daikaiser again because you want to Legion again because you have crits and drop. Then you play Nonoka, Soul Blast out, possibly your one copy of Daikaiser, of Dayusha to drop. Then you can Legion, since I think that counts as riding a new Vanguard. That is Dimensional Robo. You can then call your Glory Maker, retire this, call Glory Maker to back row center, assuming you use, let's say, your CurlyHairedVanguard the previous turn. I thirst for RC solo? Yeah, I guess so. The only reason I got the energy charger was because using Luminia and Bloodmire is risky, especially if I work the right line soul charge. Yes, it is. You can see you do use Glory Maker, yes. She still has a good guard restrict. She calls herself from drop after she retires herself, for I think for free. You can use it when you don't use CurlyHairedVanguard to break. Just look at what she does specifically. So yeah, from drop when your Vanguard is placed. So Legion counts as being placed. If you do not already have her, you call her for free. Then when she boosts, you can either turn off Blitz Orders, so you can turn off Elementarium, or you can make it 2 or more. So you can alternate cost for guard restricts. Daikaiser is designed intentionally to not use Glory Maker, but players are going to use that anyways. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you want to play Glory Maker. Like I said, you just kind of alternate the cost. Retire 1 Sentinel. It's kind of the same thing. It just kind of depends on the situation. And boost is boost, right? Getting a little bit of power is not a bad idea. You can literally, you can use both actually, because you can like first swing. You can boost her. I have to read. Hold on, let me read the text again. Because I think you can do first swing. Yeah, because this is once per turn. So you can like first or second swing. You can boost with Glory Maker, and then restand with Daiyusha, and then on that swing, then you can use this effect. So you can have guard restrict for both attacks. So I don't see a reason why you would not play Glory Maker. So they just don't let you stack both of them, but you can use both of them in one battle, or sorry, one battle phase. No. Yes. Thank you, Robin. Yeah. 2 types of guard restraint is kind of good. Yes. Yep. Especially, you know, if they haven't used Elementaria, right? And use Glory Maker for that. They don't have a lot of cards in hand. If they just have 1 PG, you can use that. And you already use CurlyHairedVanguard. There's just too many reasons to play Glory Maker. Also, if the OG Vanguard taught me anything, dropping double PG to Daikaiser is extra stupid. It is not, because the way they did it, you can double PG, and he can retire one of them, but then the other one still applies. So it's just before he could just continually keep breaking them, I think, but now you can only break one, so it doesn't matter. Then we have ourselves here Dimensional Robo, Reckoning. Not Reckoning, but Wrecking. Which is placed on rear if you have a Vanguard with Dimensional Robo. I forgot to make that gray. And his card name, look at the top 5 of your deck. Choose up to 1 grade 3 or greater Dimensional Robo or the set order. Reveal it, put it to your hand, shuffle your deck. Then, if you did choose a card from your hand and either discard it, put your soul. So, redeck then. You can, I think you can Legion. I don't have to look up the Legion rules, but I think if like you see Daiyusha from this, you can just discard Daiyusha, and then when you Legion, you can put Daiyusha back, right? I'm pretty sure you can do that, and then Legion with it. This allows you to just deck in and of course get the base, right? You can't do that? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I vaguely remember doing that, but I didn't want to just say some shit. But then also, if you have a Dimensional Robo and you have a base, this gets 5k attack and shield. So, pretty good card. Pretty good card. You could also use this, you know, early. It's not locked to turn 3, which is nice. You can constantly keep playing these. This is like an Izazao, essentially, or like, not Izazao, the Ogishi. This is like an Ogishi for Sen. 4 Dimensional Robos. If I remember correctly, Legion searches for the card from deck after putting them back. Yeah, that sounds right to me. I'm pretty sure that's what I used to have to do. Was I would ride whatever Legion thing, Soul Blast out my Legion mate, put back the Legion mate, and then Legion. I don't know if that was just a Vanguard 0 thing, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works. But I'm sure there'll be a Q&A about it pretty soon. As a DP main from the OG Vanguard, this makes me happy. Easy access to guard break without checking grade 3 is super nice. I guess, yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I could have gone either way. Since, you know, we have the ride deck playing a bunch of grade 3s, you don't really get penalized other than not having shield, but you don't have to worry about ride consistency anymore. So you could have made like all your drive checks be grade 3s almost, so you'd always break it, which maybe would have been too strong. I don't know. But the fact that you only break a PG once through the entire fight, I feel like is a bit strong. Unless they make it so that in the entirety of D, there's really no easy way to recycle PGs, even though there are like 1 or 2 decks that can recycle PGs, and I guess the Legion can. But if they put like a really hard restriction on recycling PGs or searching PGs, which they have been, and give PGs more merit, then I guess having that shit be a divine skill is fine. Shadow Kaiser looks so good. Yeah, he does. Curly like 0, you cannot. You can attempt Legion and put it back without a mate in the deck. You just don't get. I can just put back triggers. I don't think that's right. No way I can just put back triggers for free. The other thing I wanted to know is if I can just run this Daikaiser in like a non-dimension Robo deck. Because I know Kaiser locks you out of riding stuff, but can I like ride this into like like, I don't know, Veserug and put back some triggers, right? And the next turn re-ride or something like that. It's probably not worth it, but I don't know. It would be interesting to see that be played as an option, just to the one-up Daikaiser, just to be able to Legion in other decks. Bring back PGs with real effects. I don't know what you mean by real effects, but I think I agree as well. I would like PGs that have other effects other than just PG. I would also like archetypal PGs to come back. Especially, like, I feel like it would be okay for decks that need the help, right? Like, I feel like we don't need to give Raziel a searchable PG, right? I think we're going weird. I don't think Bob Sagra needs a searchable PG, right? I think we're okay with that. But yeah, like something like Direful Dolls, I think they can use a PG, right? Something that'll bolster them up without like breaking the game. I think that'll be okay. Sure, Mid-the-Arc PG would... Well, I don't know. That might be fine. I feel like Mid-the-Arc that might be the last key to the castle for Mid-the-Arc, but yeah. The G-era PGs had effects on field, which made them calling on field not a total loss. Yeah, that would be really nice. I would love that, to be able to call my PGs and not be a complete waste, right? That would be really nice. You want heal guards back? Asking for a bit much. Asking for a bit much there, but I don't know if we're ready for that yet. PG Blitz, that only works for Valeno Vanguard. I don't know if we need to give her a 6th PG, or sorry, a 5th PG. I can see Daikaiser deck being super tight to fit all these cards. Yeah, but you also have the base that lets you search out cards. I feel like it being tight in a good way. So I feel like we're finally getting to that. I feel like in general, right, this definitely does expand the format a lot. We've seen that a lot since set 6, right? Since playing Eva in set 6, I feel like the format is a lot more complex and expanded. And I feel like stuff like this with Legion is also doing that as well. So that's why I'm all for it. You guys, I could only come back if you have no G-Zone clause. You would add that. Anyways, Super Dimensional Robo Shadow Kaiser. So this is a grade 3 that in your drop, if you have a Daikaiser and did not ride this turn, you can Soul Blast 1, bind this, search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 or greater with Daikaiser in its card name, write it at a stand and shuffle your deck. Very easily re-Legion with Shadow Kaiser. Then if you have a grade 3 or greater Daikaiser, this gets 5k, and if you have 3 more bases, this gets 10k. So it becomes 23k, and then Dayusha can give him another 5k for 28. And then finally, in your hand, or in River Circle, the beginning of the guard step, so before you call Guardians or Intercept, that your Vanguard with Dimensional Robo's attack, specifically the Vanguard, you can put this into drop from hand or rear, then choose the unit being attack, and it gets 10k to the end of the battle. So interesting that we're seeing another grade 3 that does this. So I guess that's maybe them trying to add a little bit of defensive creep to certain decks, but interesting. Has the same clause as like a station in some other decks. You can fail Legion, but you will we need to re-ride to attempt to Legion again. Why? Legion is not on ride. Legion, or D-Legion at least, is an axial, so I should just be able to do it again, right? Is Thing Saber or Phantom Abyss too broken for D-Farm? I would love to see Phantom Abyss come back, unfortunately. And I think that would sell like that would sell like crazy. That would sell like crazy. I don't know about Thing Saber, but Phantom Abyss would go hard. I would actually play Phantom Abyss because I used to play that a bit in Vanguard 0, unfortunately. But I feel like that's kind of like 50% of Vanguard players have played Phantom Abyss. I generally don't think that they will bring back old Legions, just make new ones. Maybe. I mean, I can't say the power nostalgia is not good. You know, it doesn't sell. But you know, they could easily do it both ways. They could do new ones, they could do old ones. They could do Legion deck sets. They have so many ways they could go with this, so we'll just have to wait and see when the next one is announced. Then we'll know what the path is that we're taking for this. Legion is once per card. So if your Legion and a card fails, you need to ride again and Legion again. That's how the mechanic inherently works. Why? I have to look that up. I guess that's just how it works. So, I mean, I understand if I'm in Legion, I can't Legion again. But if I Legion and fail, why can't I just do it again? Just because there's specifically a rule that says that, huh? Failing Legion sounds embarrassing. I would screw. Yeah, seriously. Daikaiser feels like a custom card, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it is pretty good. I mean, granted, it's not that far off from what he used to do, because it's the game rules, I guess. I kind of wish they explicitly had said that in the that image I had showed earlier, but yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they post some sort of Q&A, because I know there's a lot of funky rulings when it comes to Legions, even if they've simplified things. When sales go down, just embrace the dark side and reprint Shadow Paladin nostalgia. But yep, I can't see them not doing Phantom Abyss. I cannot see them, like, I can very easily see them doing that, doing Blast of Dark Revenger as a Seek or something like that, or like a DSR, right? I can easily, like, easy money. I know they hate money, but they don't hate it that much. But yeah. Yeah, Shadow Kaiser seems good. Deck seems good overall. Yeah, unfortunately I can see the end. The cross happening also. Which, I don't know how I feel. Hopefully not soon, because I feel like Overlord just got a breath of light with the order. But for it to now drop that to an extent to go into the Legion, I mean, maybe they'll work together, I don't know. Secret feels like a slur. I guess. Shadow Kaiser's third skill slot, not once per turn. It is not once per turn, no. You can continue doing it, of course, if you have that many copies. Seeker with hard R, yeah. Speaking of Seek, here's the secret for Daikaiser. I gotta be honest, kind of disappointed. I know I'm the only one that one likes DSRs, right? I think DSRs look really pretty and cool, but also two, I feel like the last cool thing they did was the Resurreg DSR, and I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with the entirety of this set. They didn't give the Nebula Knights Magna Rare, and like, I have not liked any of the Seeks at all this entire generation, because they're just kind of boring. The other ones at least had different art. You know, we had the Vanguard Zero art, which was really cool for like Lukier and Maelstrom and Ezel and stuff. They're just not doing cool shit anymore. It's just, here's the same fucking art, but full art, and we just stamped it. Paid $300 for this. I don't know. I don't like it. I wish they would do more for these, especially considering how rare these cards are. Got a breath of life with the new order, exactly why we're gonna bring back the cross, keep hopefully relevant forever, I guess. Zeke looks like an SR with no borders. Yeah, honestly, yeah. And I feel like that's kind of whack. I feel like this is the one area that you cannot skimp out on for a card game, is to make your high rarity cards feel high rarity. I feel like that's 101. Ironically, that's something that Yu-Gi-Oh! Fails at, and I have no idea how they've lasted so long, because they never make like full art or anything. But I feel like that's card game 101. Make these chase cards look like fucking chase cards, right? Instead of just doing the bare minimum. Come on. Dropping manga rare for Youthquake. Youthquake lines is such a crime. It just makes no sense. Maybe they'll announce it later down the line, but I don't see why you would get a Seek and a Magna Rare. Never lines aren't that cool. Hard to agree. I guess they ran out of Vanguard Zero arts to repost. They still have them. They have plenty of them. Trust me. Trust me, they do. Pay for the same art? Yeah, 3 times as much as foolishness. Like, I love Lukier, but like, even I don't want to get the secret for Lukier because it's like the same shit. But I have to pay literally, I don't know, 100 times as much because the card's actually like $1. So like, what's the point? Imagine a new player opening a pack and getting his Seek and not knowing what it's worth. Yeah, they'll just be like, oh, okay. I guess it's just a hot stamp or whatever. So you got the cool gameplay and nostalgia, which is how they survived for almost 30 years, I guess. So they do so many things wrong. They could have easily, I feel like, easily taken over Pokemon and be at the position where Pokemon is right now, but money gonna come money. It's the OG Seeks or Alts and Lugia, yeah. And I hate that for Lugia because you only play one copy of it. At least you get to play a bunch of the Maelstroms in your deck, but my deck I just play one, maybe two of my Lugia, and it's just for her to just go to Soul, which is whack. So hopefully we get like a shitty like what they did with the heroes, where like I ride into the old Lugia for some fucking reason for like an extra Vanguard string. Some promo that does that, so I can at least look at the art. You know, would not even be close to Pokemon. They could be if they just made good financial decisions or better ones. I'd love to get a 4th OG Secret Mal, but Stupid Market, yeah. One Seek Maelstrom, hoping I'd only need one. Yeah, rip. Even with something as inconsequential as Full Arts, I feel like that would go a long way. As usual, we'll agree to disagree, Sim. Oh. What is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I was supposed to do something, but I'm not responding to my message, so. Rip running. I mean, it's worth millions. I don't know, are they worth millions? I feel like I've been not doing so great. But yeah, Pokemon is indeed worth billions. If you disagree, the numbers are right there. Okay, sure thing. You're always right, Sim. I'm always wrong. I never should have an opinion. How dare I speak in the face of the mighty Sim? My words are just piss water compared to yours. Your facts and your reasonings is just too strong. Speaking of too strong, we have Heart Lulu, I guess, finally getting revealed next week. So next week is gonna be like the best week, I guess. We got all this robot shit out of the way, right? Now we get the real decks, right? We get fucking Bird and Sexy Tumbler Man. So can't wait for next week. Just 2 decks that I've been the most excited about. For set 9, hopefully, after the reveals. I'm still excited based on their playstyle, but we'll see what happens. They didn't Bushi announce Braven collab in this set, and I thought they were going to do something with Daikaiser. Yeah, me too! But maybe that'll get announced somewhere down the line, who knows. At least we don't have any scalper problem like Pokemon, we kind of do. The difference between opinions and lies, alright. Alright, buddy. If you say so. Welcome to Green Suit Willy Wonka, I guess. Technically, it kind of is. Please be good and not be another throwaway deck. Yeah. They're hyping up his lore next week. Wait, Curly, next week is our week? Yeah. It's Bird and then fucking Heart Lure. So. Robot nerd, here comes the real statistics. Hell yeah. Here come the real things that matter. Fucking dude with a steam train on his hat and Bird. So, hopefully, yeah, hopefully. I don't even care if the decks are good. I'll be honest with y'all. Y'all know this, right? I played all the bad decks. I just want it to be something that I personally enjoy, which I know is very selfish, but I just want it to be something that I enjoy and I think. Because if it's just like Restand the Vanguard or something like that, I'm a little upset. I'm all about the flavor. I'm all about doing the cool shit, which they've kind of done this set so far. So hopefully it'll be the same. I look forward to how many set orders they're going to fit into these 9 cards. Yeah, how we may use set orders according to the lore. Yeah, that's what everyone keeps saying. I've been meaning to like sit and like read what everyone's been saying, or not that I haven't read it, but like read more into it to see and try to predict what what cards I'm going to need that of course are going to get bought out. That's what I have to do for every reveal for a card I'm loosely interested in. I have to spend a bunch of money to get cards that I probably won't need, just on the off chance that I might need it, because otherwise I'll just never have them. Funny how we're only getting 6 cards of the 8 for Belver. We are? Does that mean promo? Does that mean promo? Oh no. We'll see. Dude, basically uses field magic. Yeah, we don't know. I'm speculating off the manga, but oh, you mean? Okay, sorry. I thought you meant like they're revealing 8 cards, but only 6 of them are for Belker. Never mind. We are the Nation Master collectors, and we have most of all our cards from our nation. I know. What I really mean to say is like get the high rarity stuff. Right? That's what. Like if it's some fucking, you know how it is, right? It'll be like they'll reveal a card. Milte will fucking post a tweet. We're like, oh hey, this fucking common from set 2 is really good in this deck, and then I have to go see if I have the fucking hollow of it. Go in the market and get it for like 10 cents and just a blink, and now it's like $5, right? So that's what I mean. The most unique Shura, the Dual Nation. Oh yeah, thank God that's taken out of Dayusha, because I have 4 of those, but I have to take that out of Dayusha finally, and I refuse to play that in Bladmire, and that's no longer being played in Bladmire after the new one, so I can finally play that in a deck. Darkseid doesn't have the boosted order engine. That I need to get more of, unfortunately. But I'll see if I can get more copies of that, because I think that's still like $5. So it probably went up because of Bladmire. Bling Blurg, yeah. I would like to try, but we'll see. If he plays Alvenia, then I won't. If he needs Alvenia, then I'll do main. You know, I'll just max out, maybe just Bird, and that's it. But if he doesn't need Alvenia, then yeah, I'll max him up. But yeah. And that's it. That's all we have for today, right? Yeah, for Lander, I went through all this trouble to get FFR for Landers. My fiance to play in Night Rose. And it turns out you don't even really play Philander in Night Rose. But hey, I can put them in Cristianos for the time being, whenever I decide to update that for set 7, and then Bird can use that. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm not getting sick, but it should be fine. I think it's just all the allergies, pollen nonsense that's out there. So we were saying that the Stochastic had a crack was a nice budget option for Rose. Yeah, I can see that being decent because it gives you power. So a little 5k actually goes quite a long way at this point. Alright. I don't know. I was supposed to pick up my mother. I was told to pick up my mother at a certain time. And I sent her a message. She has refused to answer me. So I will go be with my mother and see where she's at. Might be clubbing or something like that. She's ignoring my calls. Who knows? But I'll go drag my mom out the club. But yes, I'll say hi. Thank you all for stopping by. Sorry it's a bit short today, but I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna go stop my mom from momming and then probably sleep. I need sleep. And then hopefully next week I'll be recharged and we talk about Bird and Heart Lulu. And if they don't have any new crazy mechanics, maybe we can test them in CFA right away. We'll see. Because I can't do that with Daikaiser because I don't feel like figuring out how to copy and paste Legion into standard. But we'll see. So maybe we'll have that to look forward to. If not, I don't think there's too much other news, so maybe we'll just finally be able to play Deer Days. Right. But in any case, we'll be back next Tuesday. Usual time, next Thursday, usual time. And there's Mr. Softy to see me off. But we might stream tomorrow for some of the tournaments that are happening in the drop zone. We'll see what happens. But till then, or next week, take care of yourselves and each other. Play Vanguard, not yourselves a damn good one.